Hi there and welcome to this video once again. My name is Mary Amondo, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And today we are just having a general overview of what a professional CV is and some of the components that needs to be included in a professional CV. I am joined by one of our CV writing experts, Elizabeth, who will be expounding more on how a professional CV looks like. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining.
Thank you, Mary, for having me.
Yes.
Yes.
I know writing CVs, or rather packaging a CV to look professional, is part of what you do on a daily basis. Yeah, and we just want to have a brief discussion expounding more on how a professional CV should look like, some of the key areas that it should really address so that it enhances a candidate's application. Maybe you can start us off by expounding on what a professional CV is.
All right. So a professional CV is simply a document that showcases your professional background, your work experience, your skills, and other relevant details that you may also want to include in the document in order to enhance your candidature. Yes.
Great. Now, talking of enhancing my candidature, sometimes specific to different industries or sectors, are there any industry-specific considerations or guidelines that I need to put in mind when creating a professional CV?
Okay. Yeah, so anytime you are crafting your CV, you have to consider some few things. For example, one of them is format and structure, because like every industry, they have their own preferred structure or format. For example, if you are into creative, maybe design, you are targeting creative industry, then you have to make sure that you create an appealing, a visually appealing design. So it depends also on what the industry is all about, and that will also affect the way you will structure your CV and the way you will format it. The other thing that you're supposed to consider as a candidate is the terminologies and the keywords, because every industry, they have their own terminologies, they have their keywords. So it is important also to consider that, because when you have the right terminologies and the keywords, it will show the employer that you are familiar with that industry and also that role. Yeah, so the third thing that you're supposed to consider is emphasizing on the relevant experience. So highlight the experience that you have that align with the job, industry, and also the role. Yes.
Interesting. I know there is a lot that comes with working, or rather crafting, a professional CV. Maybe you can just highlight few components that needs to be included in a professional CV.
All right. So anytime that you are crafting your CV, you have to ensure that your CV has the following components, like contact information, your professional summary, your education background, your work experience, your skills and competencies, achievements and awards. If you have publications, you can also highlight them. If you have professional courses, professional association, and also referees. But for referees, it's optional. You can either choose to provide them upon request, or even list them down. Yes.
I know when we are highlighting the components that needs to be included in a CV, someone is wondering, should I include this, should I not include this? It is important you refer to our previous video where we were talking about the things that you need to get rid of from your CV.
Exactly.
What would be your final advice to someone watching this video?
All right, so my final advice to every candidate is that anytime you're making an application, you have to make sure that you tailor your CV in line with the job application. Don't just use the same CV to apply for all the jobs. Ensure that you sit down with the JD against your CV and align it with that job advert, and that will increase your chances of going to that next stage. Then the other thing that you're supposed to, maybe I'd like to advise candidates, is keep on updating your CV regularly. And if you have undertaken maybe trainings recently, projects, keep on updating your CV every now and then. Then the other thing that I'll also like to advise candidates is that proofread your CV and edit it. don't you know, send your CV when it has spelling mistakes or grammatical errors, because this will definitely create a bad picture to the employer. The other thing that I'll also like to advise candidates is that you should also seek you know, help from professional CV writers or even a career coach, because they are able to provide a valuable insight on how you can be able to craft your CV and also, you know, make it marketable and also like help you move to that other stage of shortlisting or being shortlisted or being interviewed also. Yes.
Quite a lot to take home from the session.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You're welcome, Mary.
Indeed. No matter the level that you are in your career, it is very important that you have a professional document that is selling you out for the kind of opportunities that you're targeting. I believe you've been able to pick few highlights from the conversation that we've just had. And in case you're wondering, I have this thing on my CV, should I remove it or should it remain there? Does it add any value? We encourage you to share with us your CV just as it is through the email address provided below, and we will be able to reach out and advise you accordingly as to how your CV can be professionally marketing you out for your next role. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.